Well, good evening, everybody. Mike with Woods, Water, and Wisdom. Just coming back to you, bringing you another video tonight. What I've been thinking, actually, when I was sitting in my quiet time this morning, the Lord brought this to me, and so I thought I'd share it with you. It comes out of Luke chapter 6, verse 46. It says, "Why do you call me Lord, Lord, and do not practice what I tell you? Everyone who comes to me and listens to my words and obeys them, I will show you whom he is like. He is like a far-sighted, practical, and sensible man building a house, who dug deep and laid a foundation on the rock. And when a flood occurred, the torrent burst against the house, and yet it could not shake it, because it had been securely built on the foundation of the rock." So Jesus is saying, this is a situation where people come to him and say, "Lord, Lord." And he's saying, well, now wait a minute, hold up. Why are you calling me Lord and yet not obeying me? I have a little 9-year-old, and one of the things that tests my patience is, have you brushed your teeth yet? Have you gotten your teeth brushed? Have you brushed your teeth? Have you got your pajamas? Daddy, but you don't even do what I'm saying. And he's saying, if I'm truly your Lord, then you would think that you would do what I say. But he's saying, you don't practice what I tell you to. And he said, everyone who comes to me and listens to my words, and it's not just a listener only, not just listening only, but obeys them, is like a man who plans a house well. He digs to the solid foundation. Today we pour concrete. We put out the borders, the foundation. We map it out. We put in the plumbing. We pour the concrete. That back then they didn't have that. They had to dig down a little bit to get that solid foundation of the rock. And then they would construct from there. That's how you built an immovable house back then. You dug down to the solid rock. Today we pour concrete. If your concrete foundation and your slab is bad, it'll affect your whole house. It's one of the phases of construction that takes the longest, is to put that foundation down and get it all right and level and secure and pour the concrete. And you want good concrete so that foundation is secure. Here in Southeast Texas, particularly south of I-10, we have a lot of clay that moves and dries. It'll dry and contract, and it'll get wet and expand. And a lot of houses have foundation issues. And you'll see cracks in the foundation and cracks in the wall, and things shift. And if you don't get that foundation right at first, then you might go 5, 7, 10 years later and have to go back in under the foundation and redig and put support and pillars back underneath that foundation to support it properly. And that's what he goes on to say here. He said, "But the one who has merely heard and not practiced what I say is like a foolish man who built a house on the ground without any foundation. And the torrents burst against it, and it immediately collapsed, and the ruin of that house was great." So he says, if you're just hearing only, it's like building a house with no foundation. There's no work. There's no solidity to it. And the interesting thing is, this is Jesus talking here, but then we can go over and tell me if this kind of sounds familiar to James chapter 1, verses 22 through 25. He says, now this is the half-brother of Jesus, "Do not merely listen to the word and so deceive yourself. Do what it says." Remember what Jesus said? Why do you call me Lord, Lord, and don't do what I say? James, his brother, is telling you the same thing. Anyone who listens to the word but does not do what it says is like someone who looks at his face in a mirror and after looking at himself goes away and immediately forgets what he looks like. You ever done that? Man, fix your hair, and you run your fingers through the hair, and then later on you look in the mirror, oh man, and you had put the gel in it, but you didn't fix it. Done that before, and I was, oh, hair looking kind of crazy. Well, mine sticks up anyway. It's kind of crazy anyhow. But this is like saying, you just look at yourself and then you just immediately forget of what you even look like. But whoever looks intently into the perfect law that gives freedom and continues in it, that's action, that's staying with something, not forgetting what they have heard, but doing it, they will be blessed in what they do. So there's some things here. Again, James is saying you can't just be a hearer only. And Jesus said you can't call me Lord, Lord, and then not do what I say. James says you can't just hear the word and then not put it into action, not put it into motion, not put it into practice and get the benefit of it. I'm going to give you one more place. This is over in Proverbs chapter 20, verses 6 and 7. It says, a man proclaims his own loyalty and goodness, but who can find a faithful and trustworthy man? The righteous man who walks in integrity and lives life in accordance with his godly beliefs, how blessed, happy, and spiritually secure are his children after him who have his example to follow. Now this is a man who follows through on what he hears and what he knows to be true. A man who proclaims many a man proclaims his own loyalty and goodness. There's a lot of people that crow about it. I'm this, I'm that, I'm this other thing. And they're just the same as that person who hears the word, but may not be true. May not be true. They may be a hearer only. But then it says, who can find a faithful and trustworthy man? The righteous man who walks action step by step by step by step. He's doing something. That's what James said. Don't be a hearer only. Do something with what you hear. Jesus said, dig down to that foundation. This man is a righteous man who walks in integrity. He's actually living out life in accordance with his beliefs. He's doing what he's saying. He's taking the word and applying it. He's walking forward. His children, how blessed, happy, and spiritually secure are his children after him who have his example to follow. There are many a men that have blessed the lives of their children because they've walked in integrity before them. They didn't have a duplicitous life. I've heard of some people that are one way in public and another way in private. This is talking about a righteous man whose ways are straight before him, that are right and correct, and he does what he says. He hears the word. He does the word. His children see that, and they have an example to walk in. And their lives, not only is the righteous man's life blessed, but his children's life is blessed because of the example that they set. There's a lot of times that people don't do what they say, and it makes an impact. But this is saying a righteous man does what he says. He walks in his integrity, and his children will be blessed because of what he does. So that's what the Lord gave me to share with you. I hope it blessed you. If it did, hit the thumbs up, give us a like, subscribe to the channel, leave us a comment down below. We'll talk to you soon. God bless.